Maybe it was copyright. 아니 너무 웃긴 게 You know what? I think it's because I played my song. Isn't that crazy? I think it's because I played my song. That's essentially what it is. I think it's got cancelled because I got cancelled because I played my song, literally. No, but anyway, isn't that interesting? But anyway, as I was saying, this is like one of my favorite parts. Sorry, my thing's out of tune. But anyway, like I was just saying, like this is such a sexy riff to me. 이 리프가 너무 섹시한 것 같아요, 진짜. And this last part, oh, it's so sexy. Bum, bum. Oh, it's so nice. Anyway, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll surprise this. Maybe I'll do this later. Who knows? Maybe I should bring my bass to the tour. Anyway, 아무튼 내가 담 걸린 사람 것처럼 이제 춤추는데 진짜 목이 아파서 그래요. Anyway, cheers to that, ladies and gentlemen. And then we have Mr. Insanity. Interesting, the voices that says darling, 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 darling. That's the voices that you hear. I'm not sure if someone caught that. Actually, somebody did. It's the voices that you hear in Ian's voice. 이 목소리가 이안의 약간 머릿속에 있는 목소리예요. It's a character. That's interesting. It's an interesting thing, isn't it? I wonder who that character is, though. 뮤비에 보면 약간 자기가 혼자서 이렇게 머릿속에서 막 듣는 목소리들 있잖아요. 그게 이 사람이에요. 맞아요. You know, darling, 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 darling. So yeah, it's Mr. Insanity. It's a fun song, very fun. Oh shit. 아니 왜 와인만 마시면 땀이 나지? 참고로 제가 술을 잘 못 마셔요. 그래서 혼자서 맨날 와인 혼자 있을 때 마시고 그래요. 이게 뭐야? 지금 넘어질 뻔했네. When the trees are all burning, all the stars will keep on turning, and I know I won't stop searching for the moment when the world stops for you. 아니 아 맞아요. 한국에서 너무 적게 들어가지고 Stop holding on with your dear breath. You're one step closer to me on the Yeah, you gotta sing this about me. Yeah, it's When the story comes to an end, will it be the same again? When all the king's horsemen and all the king's men, they couldn't put you back together again. Oh, when the story comes to an end, will it be the same again to you? To you. 이거를 제가 진짜 생각을 안 한 게 아니 질르는 부분들이 너무 많은 거예요 생각해보니까. 근데 이거를 투어를 하면서 한 60번을 거의 해야 된다는 생각에 약간 목이 당연히 나가지 않을까 생각을 해가지고 어떻게든 좀 방법을 찾고 있는데 모르겠네요. Man, I just realized I have a lot of parts where I just like go out, you know. And I have to like do this about like 60 times for the world tour. I feel like my voice is gonna crack, or not crack, but it's gonna be destroyed. So I'm gonna find ways to possibly compensate for that. So sometimes I wanted to end off on a note where everyone can kind of relate to this. 한국에도 있죠, 그렇죠? 아무래도. Most of the times I say I'm a pretty bright person, maybe.
And most of the times I do smile.
가끔 난 이건가? 한국말로? 가끔 난. Sometimes I'm 가끔 난 이건가? 왜 이렇게 웃기지 않아? Slow down. 호주에 있냐고요? 아니요, 저 LA예요. LA 왔어요. 네. So I mean, yeah, that's it. Shit. Sorry, I feel like today I really let myself go and just kind of like dived. I just want to have a listening session with everyone. Yeah, I don't know. It means a lot to me when I see people react to it and people enjoy it most and foremost. But it's crazy how people get it. Like, it's crazy how when people watch it, they somehow understand what I'm trying to do. I don't know. To me, that's like crazy because, like, I don't know, like, it's insane. Like, I'm brought to like literal tears when I watch a lot of the reactions sometimes, just because like a lot of them, it feels like what I do and the reason why I do it, it just makes sense, if you know what I mean. It makes a lot of sense, you know, it really does. It makes a lot of sense, and it doesn't, I'm not doing this for nothing, and I feel like it gives me a lot of you know, one person I saw was like, I remember she said something like she doesn't need to give me her validation, but honestly, like, just hearing that she was proud, I remember, yeah, she said she was just proud of what I was doing, and I don't know, for some reason that really hit me, in a way where it's like it kind of brought me back to like understanding why I love doing it, and it was just so moving. So it is, if everyone's points and words are valid, and I think for me it's very important to understand that this is not just my journey, this is my journey with you. I think that's something you guys have to understand. It isn't my journey. It's like once I projected myself out there, I feel like my journey is just as the same as your journey. So I am absolutely here for it, and I can't wait to continue this journey and really bring you guys along. If you guys want to stay, that is. You don't need to stay, but you know, you guys could, you're always free to come and you're always free to leave, honestly. It's, but I'm always going to be here, so, you know, no, the honor is mine, really. Someone said the honor, but honestly, yeah. 그래서 저는 어쨌든 이 삶을 선택을 했고, 이 길을 제가 걸어가기 제가 정했으니까 아무래도 이제 그게 이 삶의 약간 장단점이지 않을까요? 약간 이제 내 이야기가 아니라 약간 이 세계한테 이제 이 저만의 이야기가 아니라 이 세계의 거, 진짜 한국말로 진짜 안 된다. 여러분들이랑 같이 나누는 이야기가 되지 않을까. 이미 그러고 있지 않을까. 그래서 이제 제가 어쨌든 말투도 그렇고 제 캐릭터도 그렇고 이게 다 제 이야기라기보다는 약간 아무래도 이제 여러분들이랑 같이 걸어가는 스토리라고 생각을 하고 싶어요, 저는 항상. 그래서 뭐 제 거를 할 때마다 뭐 이렇게 막 편집을 이렇게 하고 막 할 때도 항상 그거를 생각하면 약간 여러분들을 약간 실망을 시키지 말아야 되겠다 이 생각에 좀 더 약간 힘을 내는 것 같아요. 근데 아무래도 이 일이 특히나 저는 개인적으로 이제 저는 그렇게 생각하는 것 같아요. 저는 이게 제가 너무 많이 들어가 있는 작품들이기 때문에 그만큼 그 내보냈을 때 그 에너지 소배가 약간 좀 남다른 것 같아요. 그리고 또한 음악 프로듀싱이랑 연출, 감독, 그리고 편집까지를 하려고 하다 보니 이게 쉽지가 않네요. 근데 그만큼 이제 그 돌아오는 그 보람이 있어요. 있는 것 같아요. 그래서 사람들이 그냥 그만큼 한 명이라도 그거 보고 약간 뭔가 와닿는 게 있으면 하는 바람이고 항상 그래서 하는 거고, 저는 사실 뭐 이걸로 인해서 뭐 차트를 올려야 되겠다, 뭐 이걸로 인해서 유명해져야 되겠다, 이 생각은 솔직히 한 번도 든 적이 없어요. 그게 뭐지? 약간 이게 싫어, 이걸 거부해, 이게 그게 그것 때문에 안 된 게 아니라 그냥 저는 원래 좀 원래 저라는 사람이 좀 그런 사람인 것 같아요. 약간 너무나 이 이야기를 풀고 너무 할 말이 많은 친구인 것 같아요. 저는 할 말이 많고, 근데 어렸을 때부터 그랬어요. 할 말을 제가 뭐를 보고 뭐를 경험하고 뭐를 느끼는 걸 늘 항상 누구한테 전달을 하고 싶은 마음이었어요. 언제든지. 진짜 아기 때부터 뭔가 근사한 거를 보면 그거를 바로 다음날 가가지고 친구들한테 얘기해주고 싶고, 근데 어렸을 땐 그게 전달이 잘 안 돼가지고 항상 상심만 컸어요. 왜냐면 왜 내가 느끼는 걸 그 친구는 못 느끼지? 항상 이 생각을 해가지고 내가 설명하는 거 내가 설명하는 게 너무 부족해서 그랬구나, 약간 이 생각을 맨날 해가지고 그 설명을 더 다듬기 위해서 온갖 약간 방법을 이제 막 생각을 해놓고 막 찾았어요, 어렸을 때부터. 그래가지고 뭐 예를 들면 음악 같은 경우에 약간 음악을 들으면 이 느끼는 거를 어떻게 이 친구한테 그대로 전달을 하지? 했을 때 항상 저도 모르게 그 느끼는 감정을 어쨌든 그림으로 이제 사람들한테 보여주면 더 이해도가 높더라고요. 그래가지고 제가 그 어렸을 때부터 상상하는 것만 연습이라고 해야 보다는 상상만 했어요. 뭐를 볼 때마다 상상. 그래서 그 상상력이 나중에는 그게 이제 크면서 점점 이제 이게 진짜 저의 생활이 된 거죠. 그 생각하는 패턴 같은 경우. 네. 아무튼 그래가지고 그걸로 인해서 제 목표는 항상 안 바뀐 것 같아요. 그냥 저는 앞으로도 그렇고 그냥 제가 느끼는 감정들을 여러분들한테 전달을 하고 싶어요. 그냥 그게 뭐 슬프든 뭐 행복하든 힘들든 그냥 그거를 다 약간 여러분들한테 공유를 하고 싶은 마음이고, 그걸로 인해서 뭐 그렇잖아요. 이거는 그냥 표현을 하고 싶은 건데 참 웃긴 일이죠. 이게 약간 표현을 하고 싶은데 항상 뭔가 그냥 표현을 한다기보다는 항상 그걸로 인해서 뭔가가 돼야 돼. 약간 이 좀 그런 압박감도 아무래도 있으니까 그쵸. 그러니까 그래가지고 그거 때문에 항상 저는 좀 스트레스 안 받는다고 하면 좀 거짓말이고, 그거 때문에 좀 생각이 많고 고민이 많아지고. 왜냐면 저라는 사람이 조금 이제 좀 더 알면서 이제 알아가면서 이제 알겠지만, 저는 진짜로 약간 다른 거에 욕심이 있기에 좀 너무 그러니까 생각이 너무 막 다른 거랑 약간 꽉 차 있기 때문에 그게 약간 눈에 안 들어올 정도로 약간 조금 약간 힘들어요. 그래가지고 사실 뭐 뭐라 해야 되지? 무슨 말을 해야 되지? 막 그런 약간 다른 사람들 그거 막 그런 거를 되게 약간 목표를 잡고 그런 거를 좀 좋아하는 거, 진짜 진심으로 약간 좋아하는 거 보면, 약간 열정을 가지고 좋아하는 거 보면 가끔씩 부럽더라고요. 왜냐면 이제 그게 아무래도 저는 약간 반대로 그거를 진짜 약간 잘 모르는 약간 좀 모르는 세계이기 때문에 좀 아이러니하지만 이 일을 하고 있지만 사실 그게 맞는 것 같아요. 저한테는 그게 진심이고, 그래서 이 하나 저 뭐 감독 했을 때도 그렇고 뭐 하나하나 낼 때마다 이거를 거의 제 애처럼 달고 들어가는 게 진짜 저를 약간 이 세계에 내보내는 거기 때문에 그게 그쵸, 약간 엄청 집착을 하게 되는 것 같아요. 약간 어떻게 그냥 약간 어떻게 이거를 그냥 자기 진심이 안 담겨져 있는 이야기 하나라도 가 아닌 걸 어떻게 내? 약간 이 생각이 좀 옛날엔 좀 컸어요. 약간 어렸을 때부터 항상 그랬어요. 이해가 안 됐어요. 왜 가끔씩 사람들이 약간 자기 이야기를 왜 안 담지? 그러니까 나쁜 뜻으로 생각하는 게 아니라 진짜로 진심으로 약간 궁금해서, 약간 왜냐면 저는 그렇게 안 하면 이게 이해가 안 돼가지고 안 되고 가사도 안 나오고, 그래서 그게 좀 항상 고민이더라고요. 약간 가끔씩 보면 사람들이 보면 막 그거 알잖아요. 막 여자 돈 얘기 막 이런 노래들이 좀 있잖아요. 근데 그거를 약간 갖고 싶어서 약간 이 생각가 하나? 그럼 나도 약간 내가 갖고 싶은 거를 갖고 싶은 거를 노래를 해야 되나? 근데 그렇게 따지고 보면 이제 항상 좀 항상 어두워지고 막 그러더라고요. 근데 그게 진짜 아름다운 거 같더라고요. Sorry, I'm speaking a lot of Korean, but I'll tell all of this everything. 저는 진짜로 약간 저라는 사람은 원래 진짜 좀 어렸을 때는 되게 모르겠어요. 행복했던 것 같아요. 네. 행복했던 것 같고, 아무래도 이제 모르면 모를수록 이게 이제 그게 좋다고 하잖아요. 근데 저는 너무나 이제 깊게 들어가 버려가지고, 근데 어렸을 때부터 이제 그 조울증을 갖고 이제 달고 살다 보니 예민해진 것 같아요. 아무래도 예민해졌다는 게보단 약간 사람들의 에너지에 예민해졌고, 그거로 인해서 이제 막 약간 약간 사람의 약간 그런 에너지, 이거 왜 이러는데? 그래서 어렸을 때부터 그게 좀 눈치가 좀 많이 있었어요. 근데 그래서 이제 그 사람들의 반응에 진짜 거의 먹고 사는 사람이다 보니까 약간 그게 좀 있는 것 같아요. 저는 근데 저는 알아요. 약간 저는 제 음악이 제가 하는 스타일이나 뭐 제가 지금 하고 있는 거가 약간 대중적이진 않다고는 알고 있고, 그게 항상 어렵더라고요. 그거만 생각했을 때 어떻게 하는지는 너무나 잘 아는데, 너무나 잘 할 수 있는데, 왜냐면 근데 진짜 도저히 못하겠더라고요. 그렇게 도저히 못하겠고, 그냥 진짜 진심으로 약간 느끼는 거, 경험하는 거를 그냥 그대로 전달해주고 싶은 사람인 것 같아요. 저는. 그래서 근데 그거는 한 가지는 솔직하게 확실한 거는 진짜 이러다가 정신은 나갈 것 같긴 해요. 근데 솔직히 약간 사람이 할 짓이 나는 것 같아요. 진짜 저희 팀도 진짜 많이 항상 할 때마다 진짜 너무 힘이 들고, 근데 저는 너무나 오랫동안 하고 싶은데 점점 이제 아파지는 게 너무 많이 느껴지더라고요. 네. 그죠. 대중적이지 않아서 괜찮죠. 저는 그래서 그거는 항상 좀 많이 신경을 안 썼어요. 그래서 너무 신경을 안 쓰다 보니까 이게 그쵸. 아무래도 이제 커지고 싶으면, 이제 더 큰 거를 해주고 싶으면 그게 항상 걸리는 것 같더라고요. 그래서 욕심은 많은데, 그쵸. 저는 웃긴 게 뭐냐면, 저는 이게 돈을 이렇게 막 벌어오잖아요. 그 돈을 갖다가 그냥 그대로 다시 다 써버려요. 다음 거에다가 그거를 너무나 막 사람들이 항상 저희 볼 때마다 막 뮤비에다가 돈을 막 엄청 퍼가고 막 쓰고 막 그런 줄 아는데 사실은 진짜로 그건 아니에요. 진짜로 뭐 이제 나와서 막 이렇게 얘기하고 막 그건 다 이제 보셨겠지만, 사실은 진짜로 저희가 엄청 많이 쓴다기보다 있는 걸 다 쓰긴 해요. 근데 있는 걸 다 쓰긴 하는데, 그래서 문제인데 그래서 사실 막 이제 뭐 돈적으로 얘기하면 좀 그런데, 약간 사실 그래서 좀 문제예요. 저는 약간 너무나 퀄리티 있는 거를 보여주고 싶어가지고 사람들한테 그래서 항상 그게 너무나 목표더라고요. 저는 그게 목표더라고요. 뭐 할 때마다 제대로 해라. 할 거면 아니면 그냥 하지 말라. 약간 좀 이런 거기 때문에 저는, 근데 그게 정말로 약간 어렸을 때부터 좀 엄마한테 배웠고, 그거를 너무나 좀 완벽주의자의 저 끝판이기 때문에 그거를 약간 가면 갈수록 이게 커지더라고요. 자극이나 약간 그 자극 끝에는 만족도가 더 커지고, 만족을 거의 저는 못하는 스타일이고, 그러기 때문에 이제 앞으로도 점점 커질 거라는 거는 예상은 하고 있고, 근데 그 예상하는 만큼 걱정이 돼요, 사실. 왜냐면 몸이 어디까지 버틸지가 항상 고민이에요. 그냥 솔직하게 그냥 다 털어놓는 건데, 좀 많이 그쵸, 타격이 좀 있어요, 확실히. 근데 거의 제가 봤을 때는 제 성격상 거의 죽을 때까지 할 것 같아요. 진심으로. 이거 말고 진짜 다른 걸 모르거든요. 진짜 막 나가서 뭐 즐겨 놀고 다 어렸을 땐 다 그랬는데, 저는 그거에 약간 의미를 많이 잃은 것 같아요. 그래서 좀 그러면 좀 슬픈 것 같아요. 왜냐면 한때 약간 즐겼던 것들을 거의 뭐 그러니까 생활적인 것들, 그거의 의미를 다 잃었어요. 이거를 위해서. 그만큼 근데 그만큼 쏟아야 된다고 생각을 해요. 근데 이런 거를 하려면 왜냐면 저는 어쨌든 그렇게 했고, 저는 뭐 특별히 뭐 여러분들이랑 아니면 다른 사람들이랑 뭐 다를 게 하나도 없어요. 사실 제가 뭐 특별히 천재고 뭐 이런 게 절대 아니고요. 저는 제가 천재라고 생각 절대 한 번 해본 적도 없어요, 사실. 그래도 너무 약간 사람들이 막 그 말 할 때마다 살짝 조금 약간 뭐라 해야 되지? 약간 좀 기분이 좀 이상해요. 그럴 때마다. 근데 저는 왜냐면 왜 약간 거의 이것만 달고 잠을 거의 그러니까 3일에 거의 한 번 자고 막 그래요. 근데 왜 그 사람 보고 천재라고 하지? 약간 좀 그래도 좀 신기한 것 같아가지고 그래가지고 좀 그게 좀 신기하더라고요. 네. 절대 천재는 아닌데 그냥 천재가 아니고 그냥 미친 건데 그래가지고 좀 그게 참 웃기더라고요. 네. Anyway, I think I spoke for too long. It's the wine. 진짜 와인 괜히 마셨어. 거의 다 털어내는 수준인 것 같아요. So I drank not even like a freaking glass, and I'm going like go crazy. But anyway, I was just saying a lot of stuff. I usually have a lot of these heartfelt talks after like every drop, you know. And I think this is big because obviously it's my album that we're talking about. But not just that. I think I'm just looking into the future with what's ahead, right? I was just saying that, you know, this is quite it's a difficult thing. It's a difficult process for someone like me, and if I was to be completely honest, and you know, like I like to be raw, and I like to strip aside. I like to strip completely everything, right? But to be completely honest, it is such a it's a lot. I think someone asked me what it was like, but it's a lot. It's quite a lot, and a lot of the things that you hear, again, a lot of things that you see on film, and the reason why I said this was such a particular film to me is because I really did show a lot of things in that I really go through, experience firsthand. There's a few comments that were like, I wonder if those are the actual voices that he hears in his head. And to be completely honest, definitely there is a certain truth to that. And, you know, going into this, I guess a lot of people were like, they asked me, is that like okay for you personally? Because again, it is a big thing that you're putting out there. But you know, at this point, I feel like I've already kind of gave myself up to this world, and most importantly to the dreamers and to all the lovely like people out there that are experiencing this. I want you to feel what I feel, and I want you to see what I see. And you know, I want that. If my release can help any way in helping you release, then my job is done. Because honestly, man, like that's honestly my goal. And this is what I mean, when I get to see in front of me what I'm dealing with in a certain way, and it's put into a perspective where it kind of speaks for you, you know, emotionally and violently, and you know, in all sorts of ways, then you really have a sense of release. It's kind of like when you're mad and then someone you out of rage, I don't know, you hit a wall or you throw something. It's kind of that. It's and then you have a sense of calmness when you unleash it. I like to call that order and chaos. My life has been based completely on that. And if you wish to know, for me, that's what perfection is. It's you have to build something up in the most perfect and articulate way, and then you have to destroy it. And it's only when you destroy it that it reaches perfection. In my case, anyway, I see myself as someone that is building up to be somewhat, I guess, able and perfect, and then I break myself down. That's what my day looks like every day. It starts off in a very it could start off the other way. It's a lot of the things that I do, it builds up and then it breaks, and that's kind of how my mood swings work, and that's how my visual films work. That's how my music works. It's theatrical, it's eccentric, I'm sorry if I apologize if the flashes get too crazy in my videos, but for me, that's how eccentric it is. That's how intimidating, that's how opposing it is. Thunder has always been a huge part. It's one thing that I feel. You hear the term electrifying, right? It's how I feel when I'm going through my manic stages. And when I go through certain manic stages, it feels so electric that you don't feel anything at all. I don't know if that makes sense, but you understand. But I mean, yeah, it is very interesting. I'm so happy to bring you guys along my journey, and I can't wait for what the future holds. And yeah, man, like I'm just so excited. I'm excited, but I'm scared at the same time. I really am, because I know how damaging, and I know how chaotic this is going to further ensue, for someone like me, because I'm sorry I keep like pushing it, but I just know I'm almost gonna like kill myself over just getting this the best way it can be, so I can present to you guys just in the most articulate way. I don't care if I have to act, I don't care if I would have to dance or sing, anything, or if I have to learn ballet or anything, By the way, I kind of want to learn ballet. I think that would be nice. But, anything that could further enhance this message, this story, this feeling, this emotion, so you guys could feel what I feel. It's essentially just kind of what my whole career is based on, and it's kind of weird. I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, essentially that's it, and that is all I have to say. I don't know what else. I don't know else what to say. But yeah, whenever I'm sure you know, but my album is very different. It's a mood swing, right? That's essentially what it is. Just think of it as something that can possibly comfort you in different stages of whatever emotion you're going through, right? At least that's what I like for it to do. If there's any particular emotion or stages that you can get out of that, then so be it, But I mean, that's essentially all I was gonna say. And if you felt overwhelmed listening to certain stuff, and I'm not saying it's like if not everyone, but I'm sure like some parts it might feel overwhelming, then I think it's great, because sometimes I feel like we sometimes need to feel a lot. We need to feel overwhelmed to really feel like we're alive. It's just my 2 cents, and I just don't feel like I don't think something. The reason why I do what I do, right, is because I feel like we're getting numb just bluntly put it, I feel like everything is just so numb. I don't know if it's because I have a high key of sensitivityness because of my disorders, but I've always felt everything was going numb, and I wanted for people to start feeling again. That's all. That's all. I wanted people to be shocked. I wanted people to feel some type of way, you know, where it kind of just stops them in their tracks for a second and brings them to something, a corner in their mind or in their hearts or somewhere, you know, sensory overload type of thing. They want whatever it is they're feeling. I feel like it's we live in a world where it is becoming so numb. You know, we have so many stuff coming out on social media and all that, and it's just so easy, it's the easy access, and even like a lot of the artistry that comes out, it's, you know, it's becoming more and more like how everything else is, and you know, and it is a beautiful thing sometimes to really sometimes just be like, I just want to enjoy this, you know. Yes, desensitized, and I guess I just kind of want to bring that, I guess, to a certain line, you know, and to a certain, I don't know, career path. That's kind of my goal, really. If I was to say what was in it for me, it's to really open doors and really open minds and hearts to a lot of these things. It doesn't have to always be the same thing. It could really be about your story. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I think whatever you do, right? I know it's like cliche, but it goes without saying. Whatever you do, right? Whatever you decide to do, it's okay to put you in that. It's absolutely okay. And you'll understand what I mean, but it's absolutely okay to put yourself in it, right? 음악 레슨 안 하는 일고요. 할까요? 저 그 생각은 진짜 한 번도 해본 적이 없어요. 제가 음악 레슨을 하면 누가 올까요? 근데 저는 약간 너무 약간 감으로 하는 스타일이기 때문에 그거를 그러니까 어떻게 만드는지는 보여줄 수는 있는데, 근데 가리킬 약간 뭐라 해야 되지? 약간 만한 실력이 있는지 모르겠어요. 올 거예요? 고마워요. But yeah, I'm just gonna say this. One last thing, you know. It really is okay to put yourself out there with whatever you're doing. You know, that's what I'm doing. Granted, it's, you know, I've been trying to identify myself my whole life, but aren't we all, right? Aren't we all having an identity crisis? You know, I haven't really. When I see people really like, okay, you know what, this phone thing is really getting out of hand. Yeah, that should hold. Sorry, what was I saying? Yeah, I mean, aren't we all really having an identity crisis? But at the end of the day, I feel like everyone does have a special thing that they want deep down inside. Granted, it takes some time and measurement to fully understand what you're capable of. But the thing is, what that really means is, it means you just learn to love it. You know, you learn to love it. The reason why people learn to love it is because they see themselves be potentially good at this, and people want to be 가스렌지. So yeah, people really want to be, they really want to feel good about what they're doing, you know. And I can honestly say that's if you put yourself into it, because once you put yourself into what you're doing, regardless if you're not good at it, if you think you're not good at it, if you've already devoted into putting yourself into it, make that whatever you're doing, make that you know, if it's a dance or if it's sewing, you know, or if it's something else, make that you, make that your story, because the minute you do that, the minute you will be absolutely, you truly understand it, you'll be obsessed, because it literally is like your baby. I feel like a lot of times when we start doing things, we don't consider it to be, and therefore we really don't give it a chance before we truly understand how much we like it or don't like it. But I think a really good idea, or you know, you could take it as however you want, but I think a good way to do a lot of the things is if you immerse yourself, to immerse yourself, there has to be some type of sentimental value that you have, or that it has of you, I guess. Otherwise, you're not going to do it the next day. You know, if you peak interest and then you start losing interest, it's not really going to be for you, really, because I mean, what's in it for you if you haven't put yourself into it? For me, I think I put myself a little too much into what I do. But again, it's only because I truly think my medium and whatever I do and whatever I become, it's all because it's meant to have a chain reaction to the people that watch it, and in the hopes of maybe when they see that, or when they hear it, it might like wake up something inside of them, you know, because I know it's gonna be something. It could be something amazing. Doesn't always have to necessarily be, but maybe it's maybe that's why I'm doing the things that I do. Maybe that's why I'm sent here. Maybe that's my purpose, you know. I don't think it's, for me, I think it's self-destructive. Just because, like, the processes that I definitely go through to create these things. If you really want to know, like, how these things are created and formed, and what the concepts and the things that I think about when I see this, it's a lot of dark energy. It comes from such dark space, you know. And I'm not saying that's like evil, but I'm saying it does come from dark energy, and I'm not talking about like black magic. I'm just saying it comes from a very dark place. But it's, again, so beautiful is based on that. It's based on trying to find the beauty in that. For me, I had to find the beauty in when I go manic and when I go down. But I started to really depend on that, because it gave me so beautiful. It gave me nerves. It gave me what else it gave me? It gave me Welcome to the Show. So it gave me mood. It once I started to understand how to utilize it, how to use my powers when I was in that state, it gave me a lot of beautiful things. But for me, it just so happened that it does really become somewhat self-destructive, because mentally it really does shatter me sometimes. But the thing is, I know I'm strong, so I can easily push through that. But again, it's only gonna get bigger, and I think when I'm always in those moments, I tell myself, was so quiet, and I think how quiet it was, I think that's what scared me. Because for the first time, I think I realized in my life that I was trying to get rid of me, essentially. So that was kind of weird, because it was like I thought I was trying to get rid of something. I thought if I got rid of whatever it is that I was trying to get away from, my downs or whatever, I thought maybe I'd be happier. I thought maybe, I don't know, I thought maybe something would have worked when I was younger. But how I was wrong. And you know, once I guess in terms got numb and really, like, you know, somewhat, I thought I was okay. Actually, it was worse. Like I remember I hated the silence, and more than anything, I felt like I was losing a part of me, a huge part of me that I didn't realize how important it was for me being me. And I was very fortunate enough to come out of that and really just pick up from there. And it's really a lot of self-love, really. You know, you have to be a little vain, you know, in a way where it allows you to propel. It allows you, you know, like obviously like being vain, and like if that's a huge portion of who you are, then maybe that could be a little, you know, chaotic. Maybe that could be a little, you could probably dumb it down a little. But if you're using that for a certain catalyst to propel you to do things, and you know, and this is what I always say to a lot of my friends and a lot of the people around me, like strong people, like confident people, it's not because they're really confident, you know, it's not because they're really like strong, it's because they're very good at being able to hide like the actual fear in front of people. It's because they're very, and that's why they're strong. Do you understand what I mean? That's why they're confident, really. That's what real confidence stems from. It's actually people that are scared, just like you and I, but it's the people that can hide that, you know. And how do they do that? Because it's like it's because they probably went through a lot of shit, a lot of hell, you know, to get to a certain point, to understand that. And you know what's very interesting and what's really cool is, I think it just takes one big moment for anyone. It takes one big moment for anyone to come out of one big fall or anything, to come out of to make somebody realize the potential that they have to overcome something. It just takes one big moment, and I know it's like it's hard because it's like, you know, like it's not really like, it's not for you to decide that big moment, you know. It isn't, and I guess that's a tricky thing, because some people have fear is primal, and you know, this is the I guess the unfortunate part is, but people have different environments, and yes, you are the product of your environment. It's a very hard thing to not be a product of your environment, you know. So there is obviously that factor, but I feel like at the end of the day, we are people that share the same instinct. We are people that share the same feeling. We are, at the end of the day, in this world together, in the system, in a society where we already are somewhat in a system. So I mean, there's really no point trying to rebel at this point anyway. But what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, we all somewhat share some type of link. I truly believe that. We all have an energy, some people's funnels up here are bigger or closer than smaller than others, but that just shows how much more you're sensitive to your area or the people around you, right? I know some people. I know there are people out there that already, when they walk into a room, they already feel the energy, and therefore they can already immediately draw the line of who's in it and who's not, and they're so like, you know, it's like so sensitive to them that they feel everyone's energy around them. I know there are people like that, and I know for people like that, it must be like, it's such an overwhelming thing, because it's you always hear like a lot of the people that are silent, or what I'm trying to get is, I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm just saying there's so many different types of people that I've met over the last year that I can't help but wonder, like, man, like whatever I'm going through, whatever I go through, it's like I can't imagine what other people go through, you know what I mean? And I think for me, I don't like to, therefore I will never ever compare whatever I go through to certain other individuals. I mean, given, right? I think that's kind of like what a lot of people already know, right? But the reason being, obviously, it's like I hate assuming, if you know what I mean. I hate assuming a lot of things. I hate assuming because assuming allows me to predict, and if my predictions are wrong, which is very much well can be the case, that leads to a fair amount of disappointment. Let me give you like a good idea of what I mean by that. Let's say I assume that I know a friend, right? I've known this friend for like 10 years. Let's say and therefore I'm very valid to assume that I know him. Assuming that I know him means I know when he's happy, I know when he's sad, I know when he's going through something. Therefore, I'm already drawing a line of what I have envisioned for this friend. Because why? I've known him for 10 years and he tells me everything. But let's say one day he decides to go off rail and change completely. As a friend for 10 years, then all my assumptions that I had is totally off grid, and all of a sudden I'm in a pickle of finding somewhat of a disappointment in that friend, when in actual fact that person must have been going through something else and won't say a thing. And you'll never know what someone's going through, ever. Even if some of them are vocal. How often are you vocal? Truly deep down, how often? It's very hard to do that. It's a very hard thing to really be heartfelt, really be open with who you are. It's a very difficult thing. I'm still learning as I go, right? 저녁은 저녁 뭐 먹었지? 샤브샤브 먹었어요. 진짜 맛있었어요. But anyway, so the point I was trying to get to, so if you, let's say, have assumptions like that, and you understand the logic of not really understanding, of not really trying to assume that you know people, that means you don't get to draw the lines of what makes them happy, what makes them sad, and therefore when you see them sad, when you think they shouldn't be, you have no right to really go there, if you know what I mean. So the point is, I mean, you get that, right? Again, what I'm trying to say is, you should never assume you know yourself then. Because the minute you think you know yourself, the minute you assume that you know yourself, is the minute that you start drawing what makes you happy,